Hey everybody, it's Molly with AllEars and I'm here today with a brand new video. Now today's video is a little bit different. We are gonna have fun going through Hollywood Studios today, but the main purpose of today, this is your hurricane and thunderstorm preparedness. Preparedness, is that a word? Preparation video. If you are coming to Central Florida in the summertime, you are likely going to deal with inclement weather. So today's video is all about hurricanes and thunderstorms, how to deal with them, how to plan for them, what to pack in your bag, what attractions are going to close, how to still have a good time, and what happens in case of Walt Disney World shutting down because of a hurricane. I hope you're ready. I hope you're excited. We're going to have a storm of a day. Wind us up. It's going to be fun. That was supposed to be a wind pun. We're gonna make it rain with fun tips. Okay, let's go right away. Why are we doing this video today? Well, today is actually the day that Hurricane Elsa is supposed to hit Florida. Not Elsa of Frozen, but Elsa of Hurricane. And whilst you can see it's not really raining right now, it should rain later, and it's very, very windy. So I thought it would be an appropriate day to go catch a hurricane in action, if I can. Can't really plan for that, but that's why we're filming this today. You can see how blustery it is. Hurricane Elsa was a hurricane. And then they said she's not a hurricane anymore. And now she's a hurricane again. She's supposed to mostly hit on the coast from the last reports I saw. But even though most hurricanes hit on the coasts, that means likely torrential rain and very inclement weather in Central Florida. So you can almost plan for that. It's been raining a lot the last few days. It was horribly raining this morning in the wee hours of the morning. But as you can see now, it's actually not bad out. The breeze feels good. It's not terribly hot. So sometimes hurricanes scare people because they're like, oh, it's gonna rain the whole time. But actually right now, probably the calm before the storm, not too shabby. The thing about hurricanes is you can prepare for them in every way, and you can also prepare for them in literally no way, because they keep changing course. So being a Florida resident, people in my family will like a week out be like, you see that hurricane? It's coming for you. And I'm like, worry about it in a few days, because it's probably gonna change course. It might get stronger, it might get weaker, it might get stronger and then weaker. You don't really know. So all you can do is prepare. But a lot of people, when they see a hurricane coming, go into panic mode, etc., cancel their trips. I'm not here to tell you to or to not cancel your trip, but I'm just saying things change a lot. So a couple weeks out, you don't need to panic that much yet. Now I will say, hurricanes, again, unpredictable, it's weather, what are you gonna do? Hurricanes have closed the Disney World parks in the past. Walt Disney World has only closed 9 times in the nearly 50 years it's been open. Once for September 11th, one very extended time for the pandemic last year, and then the other 7 times were for hurricanes. So it's possible that the parks will close because of a hurricane. Now, when Disney does make that call to close the theme parks or the water parks or any part of their operation because of inclement weather, that is unfortunately something they're going to wait until the last minute to do. Because of the unpredictability of weather, if they were to cancel or close Disney World every time a hurricane was coming, they would close for like months out of the year. But they have to hang on and make sure that it's actually going to impact Central Florida enough for it to be unsafe for guests and for cast members. So unfortunately, that means that they are going to wait until the last minute to make that important call whether or not to close the theme parks. And again, it has happened 7 different times, several times recently. I can remember the parks being closed in the late 2010s. So unfortunately, if Disney does decide to close, we will post it as soon as possible. Disney will post it as soon as possible. But just because of the unpredictability of the weather, they're not going to make that call a week out because, one, all of you, people have planned to come. They don't want to cancel your vacations and have a bunch of people panic cancel their vacations. And 2, they're a business. They need to stay open to make money. So they would not want to close for days of operation that people could be coming into the parks, having fun, buying things, you're enjoying yourself, if the hurricane's not actually going to impact Central Florida. So it is one of those things. I know a lot of people, like a couple weeks out, will start looking at the weather and wonder if Disney's going to close. And they could, but it's probably not going to be announced until like a day or two beforehand. Speaking of closing, the first thing we were going to do today is Rise the Resistance. And it is closed right now. I got called back from my boarding group, but it looks like it is closed. So we're gonna hang out here for a few minutes to see if it reopens. I do see a lot of cast members out at the front, which is sometimes a good sign that things will reopen soon. So we're gonna hang out here for just a few minutes, talk about weather some more and see if that reopens. Otherwise, we'll come back. Looks like they are evacuating guests off the attraction right now, actually. So that's a very bad sign of whether or not the attraction is close to come back. But since my group has already been called back, I just talked to a cast member and I can come back and ride it anytime I want once the attraction reopens. I can come and ride it. The reason I wanted to talk about it specifically in this weather video is one time lightning struck it and the whole thing went down, which is wild, right? There's videos of it. Like Emperor Palpatine was like, not today, and he struck Rise the Resistance with lightning. Just bonkers town, and it broke the whole ride. And that sounds wild, but that actually happens, I don't want to say frequently, but that has happened more than that time. Not just here at Rise the Resistance, but there's also been lightning strikes at some of the grids that control the attractions, and full parks have gone down because of the lightning strike. So every ride in the park will go offline. Indoor, outdoor, doesn't matter. That's happened as well. Isn't that bonkers town? It happens very, very rarely, so it's one of those things where if you're there, that is unfortunate, horrible luck. But there's been times where at Animal Kingdom or Epcot, or I actually think all the parks. Yeah, I've heard of it happening at all the parks. I've talked to cast members at all the parks where lightning will strike a power grid and it will take out the whole park. Crazy town, right? It's actually not that crazy though, when you think about it, that a lightning strike could take down attractions in Walt Disney World. Central Florida is known as the lightning capital of the world. Well, actually, I read earlier that Oklahoma might have overtaken it, but Central Florida has more lightning-related deaths than any other state, and it still has some of the most lightning strikes. I don't know. There's a lot of lightning here in Florida. So what you'll see on top of buildings, they're very cleverly disguised, are lightning rods all over these buildings. Now these are designed to theme in with Galaxy's Edge, of course. So they look like they'd be robot antennas, or they look like they'd be some kind of droid space contraption. But if you look around buildings in Walt Disney World, I guarantee you will see lightning rods on the buildings. And what's really interesting is they hide them a lot of times. Like on Main Street USA, all the flags down Main Street USA, those are all lightning rods. And what's interesting about those flags is that they don't lower them in the evenings, which is a violation of the flag code. But the reason they don't have to lower them is because they removed a star or a stripe from every single one. So they're not official American flags, which means they can leave them up and leave the lightning poles disguised and leave Main Street USA looking fresh and looking festive without having to take down those flags. But the main point of that is, besides that little fun trivia, is that there are lightning rods everywhere and that this is the lightning capital of the United States. So safe to say lightning did not strike Rise the Resistance right now, and it's just closed for technical difficulties, as it often is. But since I can come back at any time once it reopens, we're gonna go keep having fun on our day, and we'll come back to Rise the Resistance in a little bit. We are gonna go enjoy ourselves. A little production that I think is fitting considering the hurricane situation today. And as we walk over there, let's talk a little bit about what happens if a Disney park does decide to close. What's going to happen in the park? It's really, really interesting. Disney will actually have hurricane ride-out crews. They will make sure that things like tables and chairs are secured inside somewhere. They will take certain signage down. They will take shutters down. They will basically get the park prepared to get hit by a momentous storm. And what's amazing is that the day after a hurricane hits Walt Disney World, you would have no idea, because those crews, once it's safe to go back into the park, get those tables and chairs back out, they get out the horticulture team. I've literally seen trees be not there the next day, and I only know that because I come here so much. I know where a lot of specific trees are. but literally like trees will get ripped up and horticulture will get in there and they will replace it with something else. And most guests would have no idea that a hurricane hit the day before. It's actually amazing what these cast members do, but they will get the tables and chairs back out, they'll get the signs, they'll get all the leaves up, any damage, they will take care of it in literally a day, because cast members are magicians. One thing I want to point out, I know it's hard to read, but it says not boarding there under Rise the Resistance on the big wait times board. If you have the same situation as me where your boarding group gets called back and then the attraction's closed, it will say not boarding on those signs. It will also in the app tell you that it's not boarding, or it'll stay stuck on the same boarding group for a very, very long time. So that's how you can know. And then when it says boarding groups again, that's how you'll know that it's reopened. Right now though, we are headed in to say hello to Elsa. Hi Elsa, before she arrives here in Florida. Well, this Elsa's here, but you know, I'm trying to make a joke. Is it working? Anyway, I can't let it go, you know? But we are gonna go into the Frozen Sing-Along celebration. These shows are a great thing you can do when it's raining. Not a lot of the theater shows are back. This one is, however, and it's really cute. It's about a 30-minute show where the Arendelle narrators, the storytellers, tell you the story of Frozen. They encourage you to sing along, and then there are appearances by Anna and Elsa and Kristoff. But the other shows that are open here at Hollywood Studios, they've got the Disney Junior Dance Party. That's especially great if you've got little kids, because they'll get to dance and burn off some energy with, hi Bear, thank you, with some of their favorite characters from Disney Junior, like Mickey and Vampirina and Timon. You've also got, don't forget shows like Muppet Vision 3D, the Mickey and Minnie shorts. Those are all things that you can do. Lightning McQueen Racing Academy, if it's raining or it's really, really hot. Those are all great attractions that you can come in and sit down and get out of the elements for 15 plus minutes, depending on the show. Great shows that can hide you from the weather, the rain, the heat over at Magic Kingdom, Country Bear Jamboree, the Enchanted Tiki Room, Mickey's PhilharMagic, Carousel of Progress. Those are all great shows to see over at the Magic Kingdom. If you are at Epcot, there are tons of options, especially across World Showcase. You've got the American Adventure, you have got Canada Far and Wide, Impressions de France, or the Beauty and the Beast Sing-Along. You have got Reflections of China. There are a lot of great longer shows. Also Awesome Planet over in Future World. Those are all great longer shows that you can do inside Epcot. And over at Animal Kingdom, you've got my all-time favorite festival, The Lion King, a must-do under any weather conditions, IMO. You've got It's Tough to Be a Bug. Sometimes the bird show will go if it's not thundering and lightning. The Feathered Friends in Flight, that's an option as well. If the train is operating because it's not thundering and lightning to take you up to Rafiki's Planet Watch, you can also do the animation experience up there. So those are all some good shows that are currently open at the time I'm filming this that you can do, of course, as more and more theater shows open up, like Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular or Beauty and the Beast Live on Stage, Finding Nemo the Musical. Those are all great choices as well.
Now I'm honored to introduce to you the Royal Historians of Arendelle.
Royal Historians of Arendelle. Hi everybody! I am Aria.
Hello. And I'm Sir Eric.
And I just say, hold on 1 second. Did you just say Sir Eric?
I did.
Wait, when were you knighted?
This morning.
This morning?
On my way in, I bumped into somebody and they said, "Excuse me, sir."
Oh, okay. I don't think that's not how it works. Eric, that's not how it works.
I'm just Eric.
Okay, just Eric, everybody, come on.
Elsa created a monstrous snowman with icicles for tea.
No, we're getting ahead of ourselves again. Back it up. Get on all the hand. Bite. Ooh, that is good. 6 feet.
They died. Dead parents. Well, this is Bambi.
No.
Or the Lion King.
No.
Or Tarzan.
No.
Or any of the stories I enjoyed in my youth.
Scared. Hold me close in your arms, Prince Herds. I feel so safe when I'm here.
Why are you talking like that?
Oh, that's how teenagers talk today.
They do?
Yeah, they're like, what are you doing? And then they're like, I don't know what you're doing. Oh, I'm asking you what you're doing. Well, I'm asking you what you're doing. Now we're both asking what you're doing.
I thought they talked like this.
Yeah. That was... You go, girl.
The guys were like, let it go, let it go.
Oh, I heard them.
And the kids were saying, Dad, stop that, I'm so glad. I think we should have all the guys sing by themselves right now.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Let it go on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Both of those lines.
That's all they know, and that's enough. Give it up for them.
Yeah!
This is gonna be a new show on Disney Plus.
I feel like I'm in the middle of a talk show.
No, it's like Donahue.
What?
What? Merv Griffin? No. Sally Jesse. How young are you people?
Oh my goodness, I don't know, but tell us about the good old days, Grandpa.
Okay, I love that show. I think it is so funny. I laugh out loud every single time because the narrators are very, very funny and they ad-lib a lot of stuff and they make a lot of jokes for adults. So I recommend that show as a great place to beat the heat or the rain. And if you've got Frozen loving kids, you'll enjoy it. I really like it. So definitely one on my list. And now we're gonna go check out another one of my favorite things to do when it's raining. Hurricane season is officially June 1st through November 30th, which is a lot longer than people realize, but it's really, really prevalent in August through September. That's when more of your bigger hurricanes are gonna hit. That is when most of those closures have occurred, is sometime during those months. So that's when your bigger storms will come, but still basically every day throughout the summer and into the fall, it rains around 3 p.m. and that's because it's so humid in this climate that the weather just builds up and it just has to literally like dump out of the sky, and it will torrentially downpour for anywhere from 10-15 minutes to an hour or two, and then it'll usually go away. That's normally what the summer days are like. So the rain won't ruin most full summer days. It's not like it rains all day every day. It can, but most of the time in the summer it just rains like a lot for a little bit amount of time. But you want to be prepared for said rainstorms. I don't bring a stroller with me, but one thing that I would definitely recommend doing, and I know everybody that brings strollers with them on our team, bring some kind of stroller cover. I know you can get these on Amazon. We will put together a rain must-have post and link it for you, but these stroller covers are something you're gonna wanna get if you have a stroller. Put it on your stroller before you head into a restaurant or an attraction, because these summer storms will come on fast and you won't have time to run out of a queue. Or what if you're on a ride? What if you're in the middle of a dining reservation and it starts pouring? You want to make sure your stroller is protected. Another thing you're going to want to bring are rain jackets and ponchos. Again, even if it says it's not going to rain, you want to act like it's going to rain every day in the summer. I have my rain jacket in my backpack right now. I recommend getting ponchos prior to getting to Walt Disney World. They're pretty expensive here. They can run over $10 a poncho. But what you can do instead is go to the Dollar Tree or order a bunch of them off Amazon or something. Have them in your backpack, and then that way, once you're done with it, you can literally just throw it away because it is going to be a pain to try to get it back into your bag, but that way you have a bunch. Just bring a bunch of ponchos and shove them into your bag. Another thing I like to have when I know it's going to rain are good shoes. There is nothing as bad as wet feet. Wet socks, wet tennis shoes, those are not fun and they will not dry very quickly. So during the summer, I like to wear, these very fashionable sandals that are Birkenstock knockoffs that I got off Amazon. They're very beautiful, I know. I normally wear sneakers to the park, but most of the time in the summer I will have these on, which is why I also have this very beautiful tan line situation, but it is what it is. I need a pedicure, but this is my tan line. It's insane. I'm aware of that. But if I'm not wearing tennis shoes, I'm wearing these. With the shoes, I recommend, especially with your little ones, if you don't want them to wear their sandals all day, at least bring their sandals and put them in your backpack. And if it looks like rain, you can easily swap out their socks and shoes. I'll do that sometimes too. If I have a really long video shoot and I know I'm going to be on my feet all day, I'll still wear my tennis shoes, but I'll put these in my backpack. And then if it starts to look like rain, I'll be able to swap them out easily, because there's nothing worse than wet socks and shoes. So make sure you have a backup and bring an extra pair of tennis shoes with you to Walt Disney World in general, because if your shoes do get wet, they're not going to probably be dry by the next day, and then you have to put on wet tennis shoes again. You don't want that. I don't want that for you. Another thing I often bring is a hat. I usually have a hat in my backpack at all times. That way when it looks like rain, I can swap out my ears for a hat. I know it's not raining yet today, but it's also very windy, and so I like to wear a hat on those days. Hats are great for sun protection as well during the summer, of course, but a hat, I'll tuck my hair up into it when it's raining, because I don't like when my hair gets wet. And then that plus my rain jacket and my flip-flops or my sandals, I'm usually pretty good to go. But just make sure, no matter what you need to be comfortable in the rain, you have on you, because the last thing you want to do is be scrambling to buy a $12 poncho or a $50 Disney World rain jacket you're never going to wear again. Right now we are grabbing ourselves a coffee here from the Trolley Car Cafe. This is the Starbucks in Disney's Hollywood Studios. The line wasn't too long since it's kind of the early afternoon. And then we're going to do one of my other favorite park activities. That's a great way to get some air conditioning in the summer or dodge a little rain. Coffee has been acquired. We are going to do one of my favorite Disney World activities. We're going shopping. I know I'm not the only person out there that loves a Disney merchandise shop. I just like looking around and seeing what's new. Obviously, I buy way too much Disney merchandise as well. But there's some really fun shops right here on Sunset Boulevard that you can enjoy. This is a great thing to do if it starts raining, because you can get out of the rain a little bit, look at some new stuff, look at some funny stuff, make a game out of it. You know, find the most expensive thing, find the least expensive thing, find the craziest thing, find the funniest thing. Live your dreams. Play a game. This shop is Legends of Hollywood. It is kind of like the fancy shop here at Hollywood Studios. It's equivalent to Uptown Jewelers over at the Magic Kingdom. So it's going to have your lounge flies a lot of times. It'll have a good collection of those. It'll have a good collection of mini ears. Dooney and Burke's, when they come out, the Disney ones will come out here, or Kate Spade collections. The dress shop dresses, those expensive dresses, like this is the newest one. It's a Cruella inspired dress. This is one of the stores you can get those. So I was like coming to look in here. I personally have never bought a dress up dress. I think they're really, really pretty. Like, I think this one with Perdita is so cute, but I don't think I can pull it off. I don't know. I'm too scared. I've never bought one, but I think they're really, really cute and fun. Of course, they've got a wide selection of mini ears in here. I do own a pair or two of mini ears. I actually have a lot of these. But then you can see they've also got some cute lounge flies. I love that Miss Piggy one and the Kermit one. And this is also where you can get a lot of Alex and Annie's and Doonies and things. So if you're looking for some of them are like high-end collectible stuff, this is a great place to stop. Right across the way from Legends of Hollywood, you've got Sunset Club Couture. This is a bigger merchandise shop. They have some of the same stuff. They also have ears and lounge flies and some of the collectibles, but they also are going to have more apparel. The back room is going to have toys. So these are other fun places to pop in and see what you need to spend money on or don't need to spend money on. Be forewarned. You'll probably spend money you didn't want to if you come into a merchandise shop during a rainstorm, or maybe you're saving up for a souvenir and now's the time. As you can see, this store definitely has more apparel as well. It's not just the like more high-end things. This is also the back room here, is where you'll find a lot of toys and games and plushes. So you might find some stuff for the kiddos in here. But I just love Disney merchandise shops. I love walking through Disney merchandise shops and seeing what kind of new things they have. I wonder if I'm alone in that. Let me know if you too like Disney merchandise shops. Oh, look what we have. We have something new right here. The newest Wishables are here. These, if you're not sure what Wishables are, they're like the Beanie Babies of now. They're these collectible dolls, and they come in little collections. Like this is clearly the Incredibles collection, and there will always be one that they sell just like out, and you can see what it is. But then the other ones, you don't know what you're gonna get. So you could get Mr. Incredible, Mrs. Incredible, Violet Dash, and then there's one that they don't put on the bag that's a mystery. So you could get that one too. And what you'll see people do with the Wishables is like feeling the bags because they want a particular one, and they'll try and feel the shape of the toy inside to see if they can get it. So it's evil genius marketing, because if your kid wants a certain one, you can't see if you're getting it or not. Stepping over here towards the front of the park so I can show you where First Aid is. First Aid is a great place to go in any of the parks if you have a mild ailment, a headache, you need a Band-Aid or some moleskin or something along those lines. You can get that at First Aid. Of course, it's better to have that stuff with you so you don't have to try and trek all the way to First Aid. And then right here next door to Guest Relations is Movie Land Memorabilia, and they sell a lot of things you may need as well. They have a small collection of toiletries here, so you can see they've got things like Pepto-Bismol, Lysol wipes, and baby care stuff, bug spray, sunscreen. So they do have all that stuff for sale here. It's going to be marked up some. It's not a ton markup, but it's definitely more expensive than if you were to bring it from your own house. One thing I'm going to tell you to bring for rainy days, definitely bring yourself some ibuprofen or some Tylenol if you're like me and you get sinus pressure headaches. When all the weather is going crazy around here, I get really, really bad sinus pressure. I can feel it all in here right now. I've had a headache for like 3 days. So bring your own ibuprofen, bring your own allergy pills. Even if you don't get allergies where you're from, something about Florida, it's wild out here. So bring yourself some allergy pills, bring yourself some Mucinex, some Claritin, bring yourself some ibuprofen. Bring all that stuff with you and have it on you in your backpack. I always like to have some Flonase and things like that. Take that every day to help survive the crazy weather that is Florida. Scooting into Mickey's of Hollywood now. This is probably the biggest merchandise shop in Hollywood Studios. This is the one that's going to sell your most generic stuff. So you're going to have your mugs, your lounge flies, your ears, your shirts, your home goods. There's also a bigger store across the way, but this is a good one to come if you kind of want just like nothing particular. I'm making it sound bad, but I do like this store a lot. I'm just saying this is kind of like your collection of everything is going to be right in here. This is the most traditional merchandise shop. How cute is this Mickey Mouse dressed like Indiana Jones? This isn't new. They've had this plush for a long time, but I just think it's really, really cute, and I thought you should see it. As you can see, Rise of the Resistance is still down. Those cast members are still standing out there to let everyone know it's still down and that they probably don't know when it's coming back up. We have lots of them out here, and they're not in their positions. So that's not a great sign for it coming back up right now. But we'll keep checking. However, while we are at Galaxy's Edge, I have placed a mobile order to go get a snack. And let's talk about eating when it is going to rain or it's a hurricane rainy day. As I've said in lots of videos, one of my best tips, especially at this park, is to place your mobile orders early, because places like Woody's Lunchbox will literally fill up all their slots, or you won't be able to get a slot for several hours out during the peak meal times. So when you get into the park, when you decide what you want to eat, go ahead and place that mobile order pretty early throughout the day, and you can always adjust it if needed later. But when you are gonna mobile order at the restaurants, think about the fact that it usually rains in the afternoon, and see if maybe you can do a mobile order and plan to eat your lunch in the afternoon time when it might actually be raining. Great restaurants to consider on a rainy day throughout the parks. At this park, Backlot Express is kind of your classic theme park fare, burgers and sandwiches and salads. Pizza Rizzo, I don't normally condone eating there. It's not the best. It's those round pillowy pizzas, but there's Docking Bay 7 in Galaxy's Edge, which has got the space food. Those all have pretty decently sized indoor seatings. Over at Disney's Animal Kingdom, you have got Satuli Canteen, which is in Pandora, that has the bowls and my beloved cheeseburger pods. You've also got Restaurantosaurus in Dinoland USA. That's going to be your classic theme park fare, burgers and chicken nuggets and such there. Over in Epcot, you have Sunshine Seasons, which is inside the Land Pavilion. They're going to do some healthier options, rotisserie chicken, roasted salmon, things of that nature. That's a great option if you're looking for a large indoor dining location. Also in Epcot, over in the American Adventure Pavilion, Regal Eagle Smokehouse Barbecue. Over at Magic Kingdom, you've got Cosmic Ray Starlight Cafe, where you can go dine with my pal and yours, Sunny Eclipse. That is going to be your classic theme park fare, burgers and such over in Tomorrowland. You've got Pinocchio's Village House, which is flatbread pizzas in Fantasyland. Also not my favorite, but better than the pizzas at Pizza Rizzo. Also in Magic Kingdom, you've got Pecos Bill's over at Frontierland. That's going to be your kind of like Tex-Mex quick service. All of those have got large indoor seatings, but they're all going to be very, very popular, especially at peak lunch hour, especially on days that it's raining. So make sure you put your mobile orders in early and try and put them in my ideal world in the afternoon when it's going to be raining, so you can plan on having a meal inside and you can hide from the thunderstorm. Today, however, even though it's not raining, and it was predicted to all day, but as you can see, it's not. We are going to enjoy ourselves a fine meal at Ronto Roasters. They have a couple of new snacky items that we're gonna grab and give those a sampling as we continue Molly's Talk About Hurricane Day while we have fun in Hollywood Studios TM. I have picked up 2 new snacks that just came out at Ronto Roasters. They actually brought out some new stuff over at Docking Bay 7 as well. So there's new space food, but these are the Kyril, can't pronounce that, pork rinds, and they are pork rinds seasoned with cheddar smoke, chili, and cinnamon. So that'll be an interesting crunchy snack. And then they also have this Andoan fruit cup with muho sauce. And it is a plant-based option, but it's got pineapple, jicama, dragon fruit, watermelon, and cucumber in there, tossed with spices and a sauce. So we're gonna try these out and see how they go. Okay, I'm gonna try the fruit first. Apparently muha sauce is tamarind based, and then it's got peppercorn dustings on it. That sounds like something that'll more go with a vegetable, so I'm gonna try the cucumber first, and I do love cucumbers. Okay, I like tamarind sauce because it has a little bit of heat and a lot of flavor. It's a crunchy cucumber. If you want a cucumber-based snack in a park, I don't think you're gonna be mad about that. It definitely has a little bit of heat. A lot of pepper flavor, a little bit of heat from that tamarind. So if you're not a spicy person, I wouldn't. And now I'm gonna try the watermelon because the watermelon's my favorite of the fruits involved here. You know what? That works beautifully. I don't even really, when I got this cup of weird fruit sticks with the spicy sauce, I was like, what is happening? But I'm delighted. What I'll say is it's probably not for everybody, but what I do think, if you're like splitting a Ronto wrap with someone and you want something lighter and fresher to go with it, I'm actually gonna recommend this. And I thought going into this, there's no way I recommend this, but I like it. I like it a lot. You have to like spice, and you obviously have to like the fruit and vegetables involved. Let's try a space pork rind. Very good deal. What is happening? This is delicious also. It's definitely got heat from the chili, and it tastes like a cheesy pork rind or like a cheesy Funyun kind of. That's what I always think pork rinds taste like. But then you do get the little sweetness off the chili. I'm sorry, off the cinnamon. Definitely good shareable. Has a little more heat than I expected. I like that both these have heat because not a lot of Disney food has heat. Wow, space. Amazing at the snack game. Have I ever eaten jicama on its own? I've had it on salad. What is a jicama? Okay, am I gonna recommend either of these over a Ronto wrap? No. Am I gonna recommend either of these over tachos or a lunchbox tart over at Woody's Lunchbox? No. Would I recommend both of these as a fun, unique snack to get here in Galaxy's Edge, especially while they still haven't brought back my beloved Cat Sackus popcorn? Absolutely, I would. But you may inhale the dust. Good news, Rise of the Resistance is boarding groups again, so we are headed back over there. And also, I'm weirdly obsessed with these pork rinds. I think these are gonna be a very divisive snack. Much like Cat Tacos, I think you're gonna love or hate these. So try them and let me know what you think. Rise of the Resistance has a 40-inch height requirement because of a drop section that it has, but it actually combines multiple different vehicles. It's got trackless ride vehicles. There are moving sets. You are gonna walk through different places. It is so amazing and so incredible. It took a little over 35 minutes to get through the queue, which is longer than normal, but again, all those groups were called in. Once it reopened, anybody could come back that hadn't got to ride earlier. And now, let's enjoy the ride.
Incoming transmission from Ray. BB-8, is everyone assembled? Good. Shouldn't you be in flight prep?
Now, transport is away in 30 seconds.
All ships, launch!
This vessel is now under the control of the First Order. You will disembark and enter the corridor on the right to be processed for interrogation.
That attraction is so good. I don't ride it very frequently because I only grab a boarding group when I'm filming or need to take pictures or something for the website. Woo! It's so good. It's so worth the hassle. It took a while. It took like 40 minutes to get on there. And then there were some delays when I was on the attraction. It took longer to board things. I think they just were backed up. A very common question when planning your trip is which Disney park is the best for a rainy day? And there's arguments to be made for all of the parks. At the current state, I would actually probably say this one. And that's because only 2 attractions will close for weather. Slinky Dog Dash, and then possibly Alien Swirling Saucers will close for weather. Since there isn't a nighttime spectacular here, Fantasmic's not back yet, and neither are the Star Wars fireworks. You don't have to worry about a nighttime spectacular getting closed because Fantasmic will close for weather, obviously with all those performers out there. But everything else here is close to each other for the most part. It's the smallest park. And everything else here is inside. So a lot of your amazing A+ attractions in Walt Disney World are here. Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, Rise of the Resistance, Smuggler's Run, Toy Story Mania, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. They're all here. None of them are gonna go down for weather because they're indoor attractions, and everything's pretty close together. Now, talking about the other parks when it comes to weather, over at Magic Kingdom, you do have a fair amount of attractions that will close for weather. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Splash Mountain, Jungle Cruise, Magic Carpets of Aladdin, Dumbo, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Astro Orbiter, Barnstormer. You're gonna have a bunch of them closed for weather, but you're gonna have a bunch of really great attractions that will remain open. Pirates of the Caribbean, Enchanted Tiki Room, Country Bear Jamboree, Mickey's PhilharMagic, Under the Sea Journey to the Little Mermaid, Space Mountain. You're going to have Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. You're going to have some good attractions stay open, but keep in mind their wait times are going to go up because with the rain closing everything else that's outside, everybody has to go to those few attractions. So the plus of Magic Kingdom is they have the most attractions, so there's going to always be the most to do. Everything's pretty close to each other. It's not as spread out, but the downside is a lot of very popular attractions will close for weather. And as far as entertainment goes, fireworks will likely still happen even in inclement weather, but Tinkerbell will likely not fly. Over at Animal Kingdom, Expedition Everest, Cali River Rapids, Triceratops Spin, those will all close for weather. Safaris can possibly close for weather, but the trucks are grounded, so even though it's an outdoor attraction, they can stay open a little bit more. But then attractions like Dinosaur, Flight of Passage, Navi River Journey are gonna stay open. The problem with Animal Kingdom is that everything's pretty spread out, so you're gonna have to walk a lot in the rain. But the plus is that animals like playing in the puddles in the rain, so you may get really good animal viewings. Over at Epcot only has one attraction that goes down for the weather. It's Test Track. Everything else stays open. Soarin', Frozen Ever After, The Seas with Nemo and Friends, Spaceship Earth, Mission Space. All of those things can stay open. Another thing to consider about Epcot is that unlike Happily Ever After, Epcot Forever, their fireworks show can and will get canceled because of inclement weather. It happened just last week. It's not super frequent, but it can happen. One thing a lot of people like to do is just like walk around World Showcase and enjoy being at Epcot, and that's obviously an outdoor activity. So I would actually venture to say Epcot's the worst park to go if it's gonna rain all day, because if you're like me, that means you'll be having to walk around the World Showcase in the rain. So those are kind of a layout of what'll stay open, what'll close. Outdoor character meet and greets, outdoor cavalcades, any kind of outdoor entertainment will close. Doesn't depend on where you are. If it's an indoor character experience, which Disney doesn't really have many of right now, those will stay. But as far as like cavalcades and stuff go, those will go away no matter where you are. A great way to beat the rainstorms, especially if it's going to rain all day, or if you think maybe just a tropical storm will pop up in the afternoon, is to book a dining reservation at a sit-down restaurant. I know a lot of people don't want to always spend the time that it takes to go to a sit-down meal, but if it's going to be during when there's a big thunderstorm, it's always great to book an experience. So maybe book a fun experience like 50s Prime Time over here or Sci-Fi Diner. Character meals would be an especially great thing to book on a rainy day because the characters won't be out doing their cavalcades or their meet and greets if the weather won't permit it. So it'd be a great way to sit inside and then get to see some characters. You've got Hollywood and Vine right here next to 50s Prime Time. This is going to have Disney Junior characters in the morning, but Mickey and Minnie and Goofy and Pluto in the afternoons, and they are going to be dressed to the season, so they're in summertime wear right now. I came last year when it was Halloween themed. They do Christmas Dine. That one's really cute. Also, over at the Animal Kingdom, you could go to the newly reopened Tusker House, which is Donald and Goofy and Daisy and Mickey in their safari vest. They're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you're at Magic Kingdom, there isn't any character dining open there right now, but you could scoot over to the Contemporary via the monorail and go to Chef Mickey's, which is where you've got your Fab Five, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, and Pluto all there for your character meal. And if you were over at a park that could access Riviera easily for breakfast, Topolino's Terrace there has got Mickey and Minnie and Donald and Daisy. The problem with Topolino's, of course, is it would be on the Skyliner, easiest way to get there. The Skyliner will close in inclement weather. They also only do character dining at breakfast. And then Garden Grill over at Epcot has got Mickey and Pluto and Chip and Dale. That is open for lunch and dinner. That's the one inside the Land Pavilion. It's actually a slowly spinning restaurant, and it's really, really cute outfits and food there. Those are your character dining options. All of them right now are a modified experience, so they're not going to come up to your table and sign autograph books, but they will be in the restaurant. They'll come nearby. You can take selfies and things like that. So a character dining meal is a really great way to spend some time in the afternoon, especially if it rains during the afternoon. The cavalcades aren't going to be able to happen. The characters aren't going to be able to come out. And if you go sit down in a meal, you'll be nice and dry. You'll get something good to eat, and you can see the characters at about the closest proximity you can in the parks right now. I'd book them around 3 o'clock. That way you're not only getting kind of lunch and dinner out of the same meal, you can snack the rest of the day. That's what I like to do anyway. But that's usually when it is going to rain. I'm waiting for my table to get called at 50s. And the cutest thing I ever did see is happening right here. Max and Goofy are fishing. Do you want to cry? This is so cute. I kind of do.
Hi there.
Hello.
Have you dined with us before?
Yeah.
Okay, well, welcome back.
Thank you.
You know where the restrooms are?
Yes.
Where are they?
Over there.
Perfect. You know what's behind that second door?
No.
That's where you're going to help Mom wash and clean all the dishes, okay?
I'm very good at the dishes.
Yeah?
So.
Right. Well, if you don't want to and you want to escape beforehand, you can always use the exit right there in Dad's tuning lounge.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can follow me and I'll bring you right to your table.
Great. Thank you. Enjoy. Thank you.
Sometimes they be right now the training, they call them up. Sometimes they work a week, sometimes they work a day.
We are going to have these set up right here next to one of the TV tables.
As you can see in here, it is so adorable. I can only imagine how much fun the Imagineers had going to like flea markets and collecting all this stuff. But I've been lucky enough to sit at a table with one of the TVs, and it says Disney on it and WD. And then it's got little clips of shows like Leave It to Beaver and Dennis the Menace and the Dick Van Dyke Show. And I'm very excited to eat some fried chicky chick. Okay, this is very important information. First of all, my full fried chicken review will be in my fried chicken throwdown video, so you'll have to hang on and watch that one. But very important information here. I don't normally drink soda, but they do have vanilla and cherry syrups that they'll put in your soda. So you can have a vanilla Diet Coke, which I absolutely love to do when I'm here. But for now, you'll have to watch the fried chicken video to see the food. Just finished my delicious fried chicken at 50's Primetime Cafe. I'm happy it's not raining and storming for the people that are here, and we're expecting it to rain and storm. You can definitely see that the wind is blowing pretty hard all day. I can feel the barometric pressure in my face still, but just goes to show Florida weather is very unpredictable. Let's talk a little bit more about hurricanes and how they can directly affect your Disney vacation. Now, I do recommend if you're coming during hurricane season, you may want to look into travel insurance. There are going to be, of course, different plans, different packages, but that way, if you need to change your flight, if you need to cancel a flight, if you need to change your hotel, things like that, hopefully you'll be covered if you get that travel insurance. Now, Disney will work with you if there is a hurricane issued in Orlando, an official hurricane issued in Orlando, or wherever you're from. Disney will work with you on a cancellation policy to figure out if you want to reschedule. You'll be responsible, of course, for paying the difference if it's more expensive, but Disney is going to work with you. They understand that weather happens, and so they may be able to make some exceptions as far as the cancellation and refund policies and things like that. Again, if there's a hurricane here in where Walt Disney World is, or wherever you're from, officially, like official by the weather people. You know what I mean. But what happens if you're in Walt Disney World when there's a hurricane? Well, for starters, even if the parks close, the resorts aren't going to close because they know guests are staying there. So a couple things could happen. One, they are going to keep the shops, they're going to keep the food and beverage locations open up. A lot of times they'll do like more inexpensive and less fancy meals to help out people, because they know if you have to stay for an extra day, you know, maybe you didn't budget for that. So they'll do like hurricane meal kits. We actually saw them pop up on mobile order last week when people were prepping up for the storm, but they'll do like hurricane meal kits, which are sandwiches and salads and like easy to go boxes that are easy for their team to prepare and easier for you to grab. And they'll be like a reasonable amount of money. They won't be necessarily quite as expensive as a lot of food in Walt Disney World. So they'll do those hurricane boxes. They'll keep things open. They'll do easy foods. Sometimes they will offer discounts on restaurants at Disney or Disney Springs or nearby places. Will offer like a somewhat significant discount on dining, just because they know people maybe weren't planning to stay here for an extra day. If you have to extend your hotel stay, Disney will definitely help you find a room. If you have to go to another resort, they'll help you move over there. They may offer some kind of discount. It's definitely going to be a case-by-case basis, but they're going to understand that a lot of flights are canceled and people are having to change their policies. Now, Disney, they are excellent at guest service. That is what they're known for, and they understand that hurricanes happen. They're rare here because we are inside the coast. We don't get hit as bad as the places on the coast do, but Disney understands, and they're going to work with you to make the best of a situation. If you have to stay a little bit longer, or if you have to cancel or not come in or move your trip, Disney's going to work with you. So just make sure to reach out to them, have patience, be kind to the cast members that you're dealing with. Oh my gosh! Hi, Max! How are you? Are you going fishing? You're just going to go hang out? How have you been? Have you seen Powerline recently? I love Powerline. Oh my gosh, I love him. I'm a big fan. Oh, what, do you like Stand Out? Is that your Stand Out? Above the crowd, even if I'm gonna shout out loud. Tomorrow's the only face you'll see. Gonna stand out till you notice me. This is amazing. Bye, Max. What was I talking about? It literally doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Wow. I was talking about being nice to cast members, and Max just made my day. So anyway, long story short, Max is awesome. No, long story short, be nice to the cast members. They're used to this. They know how to handle these situations, and they will help you out. If you've ever been here in a hurricane, definitely drop your hurricane story below, because there's a lot of fun things Disney will do to try to make the best of it. They might send characters to your resorts. They may have extra special food. They might do something fun. I know they've shown movies in the lobbies before. People have some pretty wild stories about riding out a hurricane and hunkering in place at Walt Disney World. So share yours down below. If you would like my shopping list of rainy day essentials, just head over to this link. It's also down in the bio. Sign up for our free newsletter and we will send that to you as a PDF straight to your inbox so you have everything you need to prepare for the Florida storms. Well, friends, that is a wrap on my hurricane/rainy day video. Even though it didn't rain one drop during this whole video, I'm sorry. I wish I could plan the rain better for you, but good for me that I didn't get wet, I guess. Anyway, share your rainy day tips down in the comments. Let us know what questions you have about rain. You know, here at All Ears, we are going to always track the latest weather. We are going to keep you updated so that you know how it may impact your trip. In the meantime, friends, make sure to rate, review, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media at AllEars.net, and until next time, y'all, I'm Molly, and it's been magical. Want to see more of my videos? Click over here. Want to subscribe? You can do that right here. And also, ring that notification bell to make sure you get instantly notified anytime we post a new video. Thanks for following. See you real soon.